In this video, I'm going to compare the movie Sing, which is from Illumination, to the animated movie Epic, which is from Blue Sky Studios, a studio that's not making movies anymore because Disney purchased Fox. So now something like Ice Age, for example, is under the Disney umbrella. It's no longer a separate thing. Now, Sing and Epic are both animated movies I watched for the first time within the past few years. I think Illumination is one of these studios that has made movies I like, movies that I enjoy, but they haven't really put out anything that reaches top heights of Pixar, DreamWorks, or Disney animation. They tend to use a similar bag of tricks with their movies. They don't really try to make deep movies. They don't really tend to make movies that are as much for kids and adults. They lean more towards making kids movies. Pixar overall leans more toward family films, movies that can be enjoyed by both kids and adults. They're not exclusively for kids, they're not dumbing everything down. Illumination tends to fall back on singing, dancing, pop culture references, brightly colored characters, all that kind of stuff. Now, I think Sing is a fun movie, entertaining movie. Is it fantastic? No, I wouldn't go that far. The first Sing I really enjoy. Sing 2, I think, actually is better than the first Sing. I like you introduce this new character who is this guy that formerly was really into music, but then this lion lost his wife, and so he lost his passion for music. But then this new animal comes to introduce herself, thus reinvigorates his passion for music. He realizes by the end, oh, I'm gonna get into music again, because that's what my wife would have wanted. She would not have wanted me to shut myself down, to be isolated from the rest of the world. So he actually goes on stage by the end of the movie and plays again, which is pretty heartwarming, to be honest. In the case of Epic, the idea of this movie is that actually there's this whole world of little people that regular humans are not aware of, but there's this one guy who's a dad that actually suspects there is this world of little people that previously was completely unknown. He and his daughter start to investigate this idea that maybe there are these little people out there that have their own society. It turns out that is the case. There's this queen that's in charge of a group, but the queen sadly ends up getting killed. This guy who was her number one guy ends up having to continue onward. The queen entrusted this precious egg to this lady. She ends up entrusting the egg to the girl who gets shrunk down to the size of the little people. By the end of the movie, everything is set right for one of these little people. They beat back this threat because there's this other creature that really doesn't like them, that wants to basically have everything be consumed by darkness. He doesn't want there to be any light, doesn't want there to be any life, really. He wants everything to be dead, but he's defeated by the end of the movie. And also our dad and daughter learn that, oh, there are these little people. It's pretty entertaining, I'd say. I like the premise here. If I'm comparing Sing versus Epic, which movie do I like more? Which movie am I more likely to rewatch? I think that between the two, I probably am more likely to rewatch. I would be more likely to rewatch Sing, to be honest. If Epic, it's not that it's a super derivative movie by any means, but it certainly feels a bit familiar. A bit like stuff we've seen before, because of the basic idea that there's a world out there that humans aren't aware of. Though the fact that you have these two humans that learn about it makes it different from Toy Story, where the toys managed to keep this secret for a long time without any humans becoming aware of them coming alive. You have Secret Life of Pets that deals with this, basic idea about this other group as doing their own thing without the humans knowing about it, though that one is not exactly the same as Epic. It's just that, oh, well, these animals actually talk. They lead their own secret lives unbeknownst to the humans. I think Sing is a bit more interesting, though it's still not like this is an amazing movie. This is not on the same level as Inside Out or Wild Robot or Lion King, for example. But pretty entertaining, pretty enjoyable, though it's not by any means super deep. But I'll wrap things up for this video.